So we're going to graph systems of equations. So this is something you haven't seen yet. This is types of solutions. We're going to talk more about this whenever we get into lesson 17, which will be the last lesson we do before your test. So for one solution, we're going to draw on this graph right here. One solution is going to have two lines, and they are going to intersect at one point. So there's one solution to this system. Okay? If we have no solutions, again, we're going to have two lines. We're going to have a line that goes across, and then we're going to, at one point, and then at another point, we're going to have another line going across, and it's going to have the exact same slope. Okay? So one solution has one intersection. One intersection. Okay? No solution is going to have parallel lines. So, same slope, different y-intercept. Okay? And lastly, we have infinite solutions, which if I have a line, let's say it's going through about there, I will have another line, I'm going to change my colors here, that goes exactly on top of the other one. And I know that didn't go super well straight on top of it, but I'm freehanding this. So, infinite solutions is the exact same line. Okay? So, we're going to solve each of these systems down here by graphing, and then we're going to identify the solution. So we'll identify if it has one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions. Okay? So, number one, which I think I'm going to do 1 through probably 3, and you guys are going to do 4, 5, and 6. Okay? So, number one is pretty simple compared to some of the other ones. So for number one, how do I graph? Let's do blue for the top equation and red for the bottom equation. How do I graph the blue equation? What do I start with? How do I graph a line? What format is this in? Does anybody know?
Y equals m plus b.
Okay, y equals mx plus b. So I'm going to write that up here in my notes. Okay, what does the m stand for? What does the b stand for? What do I start with out of these two? Slope or y-intercept? Start with the y-intercept. What is my y-intercept of this blue? -6. So I start at -6 on the y-axis. What is my slope? -5/3. How do I do a negative slope? Do I go up or down? Down. So if I go down 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't have enough on my graph, so can I go up?
Yes.
Yes. So if I go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do I go to the right or the left?
Left.
I go to the left. 1, 2, 3. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to connect our points. I'm going to do one more because I think my graph can hold it. And it is okay if your line is not perfect. I did not give you a ruler. So, first line should look kind of like that. How do I graph my second line? The red one, how do I graph it? Start at 5 on the y-axis. So now what do I do?
Go up 1, number 6.
Up 1 and to the right or left?
The right.
To the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And if I go down 1, do I go right or left?
Oh, you go to the left.
Go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now I'm going to connect my points. Okay, where do my two lines intersect? And I know mine is kind of funky looking, the red one is. But where do my two lines intersect? What's the coordinate? Negative 6, 4. So this point right here. Okay, so that is my solution. So does it have one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions?
One solution.
It has one solution. Excellent. Let's see here. Let's do number 2. Okay, so the top one will be blue, and the bottom one will be red. How do I graph the blue? How do I graph y equals 5? Start at 5 on what axis? The y-axis. So if I put a point at 5, how do I get another point? Is there a slope here? No. So is my line going to be vertical or horizontal? Horizontal. Why is it going to be horizontal? Okay, so it's going to be horizontal because for any value of x, y is going to be 5. So we want a straight line going through all of y equals 5. Okay? All right, what about number 2? Is that one in slope-intercept form? The red equation, is it in slope-intercept form? It is in slope-intercept form. Where do I start?
7.
On which axis? The y-axis. Okay, then what do I do? What do I do from that 7?
Go up 2.
Go up 2. Do I go right or left?
Right.
Go right 1. Why do I go right 1? So I go 1 because 2 over 1 is the same as 2. So I need it to be a fraction. So I go up 2 because 2 is positive. And I go right 1 because 1 is positive. Okay? If I have 1 negative, then one of those needs to be down and left. Or down or left, not and left. If I go down and left, then I have a positive again, because a negative over a negative is a positive. So I'm going to do another point down because I know it's going to get onto my line. Okay, and I do want your graphs to fill the entire graph that is given to you. And make sure you're going through the points that you have. So where do my 2 lines intersect? What's my coordinate there?
-1, 5.
Right there. So at -1, 5. Do I have one solution, no solutions, or infinite solutions?
One solution.
All right. How are you guys feeling about this so far? Is everybody good? Okay. Let's do number 3. Okay. I have this one up here is going to be blue. And this one's going to be red. Are either of these equations in slope-intercept form? No. So let's start with the blue one. How do I get that equation in slope-intercept form? What do I do here to get my y by itself?
-6x.
-6x. Okay, so we get -5y on the left. What do we get on the right? What do I get on the right side?
-45 minus 6x.
-45 minus 6x. What do I do now to isolate my y? Divide by 5. I need one more thing. What else do I need to divide by? I need to divide by the negative. So it needs to be divided by -5. So we're going to get rid of that. So we're going to have y equals. What is -45 divided by -5? What's 45 divided by 5? 9. And if I have a negative over a negative, is it a negative or a positive?
Positive.
It is a positive, so we get 9. What is negative 6x divided by negative 5? So first off, is it negative or positive? So negative 6 divided by negative 5, negative or positive?
Positive.
Positive, so we're going to add. Does 6 go into 5 evenly? No, so we're just going to leave it as 6/5 x. And make sure that that 5 down there is in the denominator, not, let me adjust this a little bit so that it's easier to see. So plus 6 over 5 x, or here. Okay, how do I graph this line? What's my y-intercept? 9. What is my slope? Six over 5. So, can I go up on this graph? Not really. So I need to go down. If I go down, how many do I go down? 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do I go right or left?
Left.
I go to the left. Why do I go to the left?
Because it would be going up.
Right. So if I went down, that would give me a negative, right? So if I go to the left, it would also give me a negative. And we already know a negative over a negative is a positive. So I need to make sure that fraction stays positive. So we're going to do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to connect. Okay. Put arrows on the end because it's still continuing. All right. The red equation. We have 2x plus 2y equals negative 4. How do I solve this equation for slope-intercept form? What is my first step? Okay, now what do I do? To isolate my y. What's attached to my y? A 2. How do I get rid of it? Divide. So y equals negative 2 over 2 is negative 1. X. Negative 4 divided by 2 is negative 2. So we're going to start at negative 2 on our y-axis. We're going to go down 1 and to the right 1. Or we could go up 1 and to the left 1. So I want to get closer to this point right here. All of these ones we've done so far have had a solution. So maybe I will do another one. So what is our solution here? It's going to be this point, which is negative 5, 3. And that means we have one solution because there's one intersection. Okay? let's see here. I want you guys to go ahead and start working on number 4, 5, and 6. And I may decide to do one later.